Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on an episode of Inspired. Today I'm here with Sasha
Hello.
and Michelle. We have today with us. I'm going to toss it over to her and let her introduce herself. Basically, just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're located, what you do, what you love, if you got any fun stuff coming up, any training info, and yeah, go for it, girl.
Okay, I'm Michelle Dobrinsky. My handle on Instagram and Facebook is Beauty by Vixen. I own a tattoo studio in Marshall, Michigan, which is, if you know how Michigan works, we're like right here. Um, so we are one of the first in the state that ever did like massage, estheticians with body waxing and facials and tattoos and permanent cosmetics with paramedical tattooing. So we were like one of the first to bridge the gaps between the SD and tattoo world with the PMU world. So it's kind of cool.
I love that.
So
And
some
then do
things
you
we have
have, I know
going.
you, so, oh yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say some things we have going. We do like a monthly themed like flash tattoo thing that like our town is really cute little like I call it like Stars Howl, like Gilmore Girls type town. And they do little fun themed things every month. So our flash like goes along with whatever that is that month and it really hits well with customers. My tattoo artist will be slammed all day long in here doing like
It's cool.
70, 100 tattoos of little flash things that are themed for the
70,
month.
100.
Yeah, it like depends on the
Shoot.
month, but he's busy all day long from like 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. like tattooing people for those little $50 flash tattoos. They love it. So it's a fun little thing they all look forward to. And he's always like, when are you going to start tattooing? So I'm like, I'm
I
working
love
on it.
that.
He's always got me
I was
practicing
gonna say,
fake
it?
skin.
Do
Not
you do any body
professionally.
tattoos? No.
Not professionally. I practice on the fake skins, but I'm my own worst enemy. So
How is
one
your
day.
how is your permanent makeup holding up?
Oh, good, good. Yeah, it's
I think
summer,
I
so it's slower. It's a slower time of year. So, which is good though, because I like Michigan, we only get so many nice days of the year. So I take advantage of booking a lot less days when it's summertime and trying to be outside and be on my farm and spending time with family and friends and the dogs and the chickens and all that kind of stuff. So, ooh,
That sounds to me like you're living your best life.
Yeah, a farm? I want a farm.
I
well, like
know,
a
that's cool.
hobby farm.
Hobby farm.
I love that. Do you have plans on doing any of the tattoo conventions? Any of those
Yeah.
coming up or
Yep, we're planning on doing Fort Wayne is in August with Tattoo Fest. And then we're gonna do Grand Rapids again this year. We really enjoyed it. And then I always go to Detroit's Motor Cities in March with
mm.
Kira. I'm her apprentice that weekend and help her and like set her up her station, break it down and shadow her and watch everything she's doing. So like love being a
Oh,
little
that's
like
cool.
yeah, I love hanging with my one of my mentors and seeing everything. And then she introduces me to so many people in the business, and I make a lot of new friends every year. So that's always fun.
I love hearing that you said cuz how long have you been in the industry like doing permanent cosmetics?
Almost 10 years. So
And I love that you said
started in
that you like to
18.
spend time with your Yeah, I love that you said that you like are still like going. It's because it's almost like you're like going to do like the grunt work, but like you see like the benefits in it. Like even though you've been in the industry so long, like that's really awesome.
You always are learning something new. If you aren't
Mhm.
still taking continuing education courses or new like trainings, even like I know areolas, but I still will take like online or areola classes from other people because there's new techniques or different ways they do it, which I might not like completely, but oh, I might learn one little thing that like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to use that. So that's why you do it, because there's 100 different ways to do something that's mm, the right way, you know? There's no wrong way really to do something. It's what works best for you, and you gotta you gotta be open-minded to seeing how other people do things, and that's one reason why tattoo conventions are important to do and go to. Because I will walk the aisles and I'll watch tattooers and I'll be like, oh, is that a 14 curve mag? You know, and they're like 15 or whatever, you know, and they're like, dang, like then they appreciate like as permanent makeup artists that we know what we're talking about too. You know, and I'd be like, oh, are you whip
Yeah.
shading? And you know, like why do you, is that like do you prefer doing that over, you know, color packing or and they'll sit down and they'll talk to you about anything and explain stuff. And I've learned a lot from different tattoo artists that have definitely, I feel like, made me better, you know. So
Mhm. I feel like are you new? Like have you or not new to the industry obviously, but like with the conference or the conferences or like the tattoo fest, are you was it like cuz I remember you and I both went to one right around the same time or you were going to one. Tell people like a little bit about your experience and like do you feel cuz I felt like it was like a game changer for us. Like we were super busy, lots of interest. We were the only ones there. Like it was a really good like really good weekend for us. So did you find that to be the same?
yeah, I was the only permanent makeup artist there. I was also we were on the same convention line, like tour, like the same company. You did Tattoo Fest in
Yeah.
then ours was the month later. So the same people that put it on was the same one that I went to. But yeah, only permanent makeup artist there. All the tattooers were like hawkeyeing what I was doing. I did I think 3 different sets of areolas that weekend, eyeliner, brows, a tattoo removal. And so I got a lot of interest not only from people walking by wanting to know what are you doing? Oh wow, that's cool. Different tattooers going like, oh, that's a service you offer. And so being able to walk around to the tattooers and showing them like, hey, I do areolas. I can get them done on a grant if they've gone through breast cancer and they were able to send people over my way. They're like, oh, I have a client that doesn't want tattoos. They want their areolas back, you know. So they're like, I'm gonna send them to you. And then we I had a lady that had ones that were done at a plastic surgeon office and they were like in the wrong direction. They were
No.
like perfect
No.
circles and they didn't look good. They were like orange. So she
Yeah.
came there for correction work. And I was like, well, they're in the wrong spot. Is that like, are you happy with them there? She's like, no. And I was like, well, we could do a cover up and like move where they're supposed to be. So I put them where they're supposed to be. My tattoo artist did flowers where the old ones were, and we entered them in the small color for the day, and we won first place. And people were coming up to her going, "Your titties look amazing! Like you have the best boobs in the place, you know." And like she was beaming, she was so excited. And I was like, "Have you?" I'm like, "You have award-winning titties," and she was like smiling so big. And it had
Award-winning titties.
we had so many artists coming up to us
I'm
being
like,
like, "You did
that's
such
the
good
name of
work."
this episode.
Yeah.
Award-winning titties.
Aw.
Yeah, we had so many artists
Yeah,
coming up to
that's what
us.
we'll call it. Award.
Yeah.
That's
But
amazing.
at the end of the weekend, I had a few artists come up being, I had this one really cool, like hippie artist come and be like, your aura is amazing and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and you're right where you need to be right now. And I was like,
Aw.
I almost started crying. I was like, thank you. And then there was
Aw.
another guy from out of state, like 2 booths down, and he came over and he was like, I watched you work all weekend. And he's like, with products you were putting out was good. He's like, but watching you put it on the skin, he's like, you know what you're doing. Your technique is good. The way you work, the way you wrap up your machine, the way you break it down. He's like, you know what you're doing. And I enjoyed watching you work all weekend. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, I feel
Yeah.
seen, you know? It felt like I validated my place in the tattoo world as a permanent makeup artist, so it felt really good.
No.
It's a really cool, like, I don't know, it's like a really cool feeling because you know, it's always been like you kind of talked about. It's always been like two completely like separate industries. Like you have the tattoo world, and then you got the cosmetic tattoo world, and it's like really it is the same thing. So it's kind of cool to like be in an environment where it is kind of meshing together. And because I'm not gonna lie, like even like you know, been doing this 13 years now. It's like crazy, but I'm like even so, like I remember leading up to it and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna hate us. They're gonna wonder why the hell are we here? You know, not as dramatic, but like in a sense,
Yeah.
I just felt like, oh God, like are we going in like I've never, you know, I've been to these, but I've never seen any cosmetic tattoo artists there. Like, should we do this? Like I'm kind of scared. And then when they said yes to us, I was like, fuck it. Now I can't wait for it to come back. I'm like, I am literally counting down. I'm like, it's either gonna be September, October, and sign me up, take my money yesterday because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We had such a good time. Yeah. And everyone was so
Yeah.
nice too. Like everyone was
Everybody.
super welcoming. It like just it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it again too.
I remember when we were going and I think you messaged me, you're like, is that Tattoo Fest? And I was like, it sure is. I was like, isn't it so exciting?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to see a bunch of the people I saw this last year and just looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. It's so exhausting after the weekend's over. You're like,
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing
but
that we did, so instead of me tattooing all weekend, I rotated with somebody. So we set up one station. And I actually thought this was genius, and I think we'll do the same exact thing again. But we rotated. So, like, I did a client, she did a client, I did a client, she did a client. And then what I noticed, there wasn't a lot of people like talking at their booths. So, while the other one was tattooing, the other one was up front talking to the people, booking appointments, like hanging out, chit chatting. And they were like, you guys are the only ones that are here, like actually talking to us. But so we had every single girl that was there with their dude was at the booth. It was really cool. But then
that's
that way I
cool.
wasn't so, because I'm old girl. I'm like, so that way I wasn't so tired by the end of the weekend because they're long days. So we just rotated every other and it worked out perfect.
That's smart. That's smart. Yeah, that's the one thing like you have to do is look up and talk to everybody that walks by and say hi and ask them things because that's the one thing I always hated when I go to conventions when the artist is just down. They never like glance up at the people stand at their booth and even if they're booked solid for the weekend, like those are potential clients that are going to want to come get something from you in the future. Like just smile at them, be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like this is a social business. This is a networking business. You have to talk wherever you are. That's the one thing I teach my apprentices. You have to go out places, you have to talk to people, you have to get out your card, you have to be social, you have to do things. You can't just sit at home and be online and think you're going to get people just from online because you're not. Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't that the truth?
I know. I'm like that kind of like segues into like even another conversation because like how many times like I've got I've done the apprentice thing too and it's like how many times it's like okay you could tattoo but you can't talk to people like you like they just are missing that factor. I'm like you are never going to survive if you can't get out and promote yourself and like you said not online, it's too flooded. Everybody's attention spans are way too short these days. So what are a couple things that if you don't mind sharing that you teach your apprentices, like what are some key things? Like obviously get out there and talk to people, but is there anything else that you found helpful to help? I mean, you can't give somebody the gift of, what do they say, gift of gab, like you can't give that to somebody, but like is there something that you do with them to help them like break through that?
So one thing we definitely do, let me see if this is gonna work. We're in a small town, so we definitely work hard to get clients more than like if we were still in Detroit. We're in a town of 2,500 people, I think. Small.
Oh wow.
But we stay busy. We stay busy. But there's bulletin boards in like every business, right? Like just like Big B Coffee has and things like that. So we hang up cards or flyer if we have a special event going on or we have a deal, we hang it up in there. But we also like when there's things going on in town, we walk around with flyers and pass them out. We have like Christmas parade at Christmas. Everybody in town and all the towns over are at that Christmas parade. We pass out flyers to all the parents that we see. There's a parade at 4th of July. We're out here passing out flyers. We go to the bars like once a week and we sit and talk to people. We hand them our card, make sure all the bartenders know who we are, and we tell them like if they send so many people our way, we'll hook them up with a tattoo. You know, things like that really make a big difference
Yeah.
because like bartenders love tattoos. But you have to incentivize people like that too. But a lot of the young people, they're afraid to talk to people. We'll be like, we're going out to the bar tonight, come with
Yeah.
us. And it's just small town bars, you know, like they're not like clubs. And they'll be like, I don't drink. And I'm like, I don't drink either. Like, get a pop, get a water. Like if you don't have money, get a water. You just go and hang
Yeah.
out and you talk. You just meet people. And they're like,
Mhm.
I can't. I'm like, if you don't do this, you're
It's
not
like you
gonna
actually have to
meet
speak.
people.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, when you're tattooing, you have to talk to people. Like, you
Yeah.
have to hold a conversation. And they'll be like, eventually they're like, this isn't the right business for me. I'm like, no kidding.
Mm,
So,
I had like a weird thought. I'm like, first off, I didn't realize you were in a town of 2,500 people. So I'm going to probably say a stupid question, but I'm going to go for it anyways. You don't run out of people to tattoo?
so no,
question.
surprisingly not. I get a lot of people that come like from like a couple hours away. I've gotten people that come from Florida, Jersey, like South Indiana, Illinois. Like people travel to me for stuff, so just like they do to you. But you're in a nice
That makes
big
sense. I'm like, I
Yeah.
guess people travel, right?
Yeah.
you're in like a cool like tourist town, so that makes it a lot more fun to travel to get something done too, because you got like, oh, I'm gonna go see No Doubt at the Sphere and get my brows done, you know. But I mean, if you like antiquing, uh there's a reason to come to this town.
With
But
your apprentices, how long is your program?
so I personally like to do like 6 months. I have like an accelerated like month-long one, but I have a lot of like at home like studying more to do. Like I do that more for people that live like farther away from here and like would be traveling more to come here. And then they have a lot of
Mm.
at home studying and like hands-on skin practicing to do. And then at the end of the month, we kind of assess where they're at and see if they need to go farther or longer, things like that, before they start like touching
I
your
like that.
skin. So, you know, there's no promises to like end date with anybody. So my tattoo artist does a minimum of 3 months with people. Again, he does kind of an accelerated thing where he gives them lots of at home like homework to do besides being at the shop when he's here and stuff. So it's not so much traditional like old school like mop the floors and you know all that, but he does tell him like you have to take care of the shop and do things, and you know there's a reason why like you clean up at the end of the day and you have to know how to answer phones, and you know because there is reasons why you have to know how to do all that stuff, because if you can't, like
Absolutely.
what's the point? But we don't like pound it into them. Like the more is like learning the technique and why it goes on, and like they give them the book and go home and study. Now let's see what you know and let's see how you're doing, that kind of stuff. So
That makes sense. How many people work with you? And how big is your space? Like tell us about like your location.
So we're right downtown Marshall. It's a really cute little town. You know, historic downtown area. And we're in a building. It's about 1,500 square feet. And we got
Hmm.
there's 4
It's a good
rooms.
size.
So everybody has a private room. And then there's a waiting room out front. and then the fifth room is a tattoo room. It's big enough for 2 chairs in it. So there's 5 stools, chairs total. And uh my esthetician is a massage therapist, and she has her own room, and then I have my own room, and then Sawyer, my tattoo artist, has his own room right now. So yeah, and then he
What's
has
going on?
yeah, he's got 2 tattoo apprentices right now. So yeah.
Wow.
Kind of sounds like what we
Yeah,
have, except for
kinda
the tattoo, the body art stuff, but
yeah,
similar.
pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Oh, is everybody just like renting rooms then? Is that like your setup with them?
Pretty much. I used to do percentage, but it gets hard like
Yeah.
trying to watch after, and like the younger people, then they don't care because they don't have nothing invested.
So
Like
then they don't show up and yeah.
they don't show up, they don't try to like get clients because they're like,
Mhm.
oh, if I don't get paid, I don't get paid. I don't have to pay.
Is
And so I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. And
That's
then
it. We
like,
literally been down that road too. It was like we started. I don't even know. I've done every what way possible, and I'm like, you know what? Room rent, room rent. Everybody
yeah,
get their own shit. Room rent. That's it. That's a solution.
yeah. That's what I turned to like at the beginning of the year. I'm like, you know what? Everybody's going to room rent, and if your apprentice starts here and they're brand new, or a brand new artist moves to town, they're brand new and they don't have clientele yet, I'll give them 3 months on a percentage split to like build up clientele. And if they can't get enough clientele in 3 months, that's not my problem. That'll make them hustle. That gives them incentive.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I think that's kind of being fair to like give them a chance to build it up. And then that gives them a little bit of a fire under their butt too to like build up their clientele. And if they don't like it, then I guess they can go somewhere else.
I
Yeah.
kind of did
Mhm.
that too with like room rent, right? Like
Yeah.
they have an intro rate. It was
Mm.
like 650. They just real low. They had like an intro
Yeah.
rate. That's me being really nice. And then once they're situated, then it goes up to like the normal rate. So I did something similar with that room rent.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. I had a thought and then I lost it. I just lost it. It was not that.
I hate when that
Room
happens.
rent, commission.
Oh, no, that's what I wanted to ask. So, like, when you got into the industry, because I kind of just like wanted people to get to know you a little bit more. When you got into the industry, did you start with a mentor? Like, did you do an apprenticeship? Like, what was your start like?
Okay, so there was like back then the 3-day courses, like
Yes.
microblading 3 days. But the person I did it under, I was like, I'm not comfortable with this 3-day training stuff. I don't feel like you can learn it all in 3 days. I'm like, I'll come do your 3-day course, but I'm not testing out on somebody in 3 days. I'm like, I'm gonna go home and practice on the fake skins a whole bunch. I want to come back to see you, like watch you work on people. And I did like within that month come back a couple times and watch her. And then when I was comfortable and I felt like I kind of got what was going on, like about a month later, then I had 2 people come back with me there and test it out with her watching me. Um, and I felt a lot better about that. And then like immediately after that, then I started like finding all the people in the PMU world, like you and Taryn and Kira, and like start following you guys and like stalking all your work and learning. And then like then I went and took a good class with Kira, and then I took a class with you, and then like took a class with Liz Cook. Um, just and then I took Taryn's online. Took a lot of online courses. But I didn't want to learn really well with machine right after I got done with my 3-day course. So when I moved out this way, I found a tattoo studio, and I got into a tattoo studio. So I was able to learn from artists, and that's how I learned like my machine work and like how like the needles worked and like proper like hand movement. I like kind of studied under an old dude there, like, and everybody that worked there kind of gave me pointers and stuff.
I
And
was gonna say that probably
then
gave you a really good perspective outside of permanent makeup that you probably didn't even know you needed.
Yeah, yeah, it did, and then that's when, like, COVID happened and everything was shut down for, like, months and months, and then that studio I was at, they were like, "This isn't fun anymore, we don't wanna own a studio anymore," and I was like, "Oh shit, there's gonna be, like, 13 artists looking for somewhere to go in these 2 small towns," you know, like, and so I started hunting and hunting for somewhere to go, and that's when I found a spa that had, like, a whole separate building that didn't have nails and hair going on, and it was just, like, massage and spa stuff going on, and they had a room I could use, so I ended up going there, which
Mm.
happened to be in this small town I'm in now, and actually my business, like, quadrupled when I went into this small town. So I was like, "Oh, I like it here." So that's
Yeah,
how
that's
I
awesome.
yeah, I was like, these ladies in the small that's when I found out, like, the women were too afraid to go to a tattoo studio to get the stuff done. They thought it was scary, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, it was a really nice studio. It's all modern and, like, not, like, old school, and they're like, "Oh, no, bikers." And I'm like, no, there's no bikers," you know? Like, it's not how they used to be. I was like, we need to change this stereotype." So,
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
That's so true, though. I mean, women do feel that way. And
Yeah.
I
yeah.
feel that way. I wouldn't want to go into like an old school like biker shop.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I would want to either to get
Yeah.
my permanent makeup done.
Yeah.
It
No.
yeah, it doesn't feel like it fits there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I could see
And
Yeah.
it's
it.
intimidating to be a bunch around of,
Yeah.
hoo ha ha men,
And that's the one thing I
Oh my
hear a
gosh, that's funny.
lot with people that come into here is they feel safe, the space feels good, like,
Yeah.
it's really, like, we get a lot of people that are transitioning and they don't feel, like, uncomfortable. All the women feel safe even with Sawyer, our male tattoo artist. They say, like, they've never felt more comfortable being around a male tattoo artist, which makes me feel good because that's all I wanted for the space. And even the men that come here to get tattooed, they're like, the space is comfortable. I don't feel stupid when I ask a question that, like, when I've gone to other tattoo places, they laugh at me and make me feel like I should already know that question. And I'm just like, thank you. You know, like, that's all I wanted for this space is for people to feel comfortable. So that's
I have
perfect.
felt that from tattoo studios where you
Oh, yeah.
go in and it's like they'll do something or you ask them to change the size slightly or something and they kind of, it's like
Oh, it's
huffing and puffing and like, oh, like why do I have to? And it's like, well, I'm
very common.
paying you, like
And it's going on my body for the rest of my life. Please change the size.
I know, I know. I'm like, oh,
And,
Yeah, adjust it
and
100 times if you need,
we're girls, we're indecisive. Let us change our
absolutely.
mind 3 times.
Yes. Yeah.
I
That's
know,
so
I have my
true.
clients and
Yeah.
they're like, "Can you make them a little bit smaller?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, I'm like, "Don't apologize." I'm like, "They're your brows, so you
Yeah.
can change them 100 times." I'm like, "Take as much time as you need." Like, when I have a client that's like, "Okay, let's go." Like, as soon as I show them to him, I'm like, "Are you sure?"
I
They're like,
know.
"Yeah."
You're like, you need to inspect them a little more.
I'm like they'll be like, literally look at the mirror, they're like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you want anything changed." I'm like, "If you don't like them, you want it's fine, just tell me." They're like, "No, I like them." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because on the other hand, I'll have other
Yeah.
people that are like, "Just a hair difference," or and I'm like, "Okay, whatever, back and forth." They're like, "Yeah, let's go." I'm like,
So
"No,
funny.
like, if you want them changed, please tell me. It's okay, it's your
Yeah.
face. You can make as many changes as you want. I'm not starting till you're comfortable." "No, I'm good, let's go." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us, and
Yes.
Sasha.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yay. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Jinx.